The SCX10 III Ready to Run is finally here and available with a fantastic out-of-the-box scale experience while including some really cool features to maximize crawling, trail performance, and realism. Today, we're checking out and driving the SCX10 III Ready to Run. The SCX10 III has been years in the making and in RTR form has a lot to offer and is one of the best ready-to-run trail trucks available at the time of filming this. There are two colors to choose from, orange and gray, and both trucks come assembled out of the box with electronics and include this unique DX3 3-channel transmitter. AA batteries for that transmitter are included, but the truck does require a battery pack. Now right off the bat, let's address the elephant in the room, and that's the price at $499.99, making this one of the most expensive ready-to-run trail trucks Axial has ever released and one of the most expensive RTR vehicles within the RTR trail truck category. But despite that, it's worth every penny, and I'm going to tell you why. First off, remember the SCX10 III kit? We made a video about it just a few months back, going through the chassis, the transmission, the scale body pieces, everything. Well, everything included and on that kit version is on this ready-to-run truck. The trucks are no different. We compared manual for manual, looking for part differences, and we couldn't find any. It's pretty rare that an RTR and the kit version of a vehicle are the exact same. Usually companies will reserve the kit version to include the better parts, better materials, where the RTR is usually kind of like a lower end spec, downgraded version of the vehicle. But that's not the case with this truck. Now on the SCX10 III Ready to Run, you'll find the same aluminum shocks underneath those sealed wheel wells. You'll find the same universal drive shafts in the front axle, not dog bones. You'll find the exact same AR45 portal axles with the same machined steel ring and pinion gears and locker. The same metal motor mount, transfer case, and transmission are included, capable of a 2-speed functionality and the dig unit. The wheels included are the same 3-piece beadlocks. They're not glue wheels, with the same Nito Trail Grappler rubber tires. And all the links are the same, the pillow balls, the HD wild bore drive shafts, the adjustable chassis, the scale engine bay, and the scale body with no exposed body clips are all the same as the kit truck. It's really quite impressive when you consider the kit version costs $369.99 and the RTR costs $499.99, with a price difference between them being about $130. So what do you get on this RTR for that extra $130? Well, as you would expect, all the electronics are included, and they're actually pretty dang nice. Inside the truck is a Spectrum S614 metal gear steering servo. It's waterproof with 200 ounce-inches of torque. It's surprisingly fast and had enough torque for 99% of the crawling we did with the truck, only showing signs of weakness in tight wedges between rocks and when descending, and all the truck weight was on the front end. There is also a second mini servo included that controls the dig function of the truck. This dig allows you to lock the rear axle with a press of a button, providing really tight turning or extra stability in certain situations. This servo is the Spectrum SX10 and it's installed, set up, and works right out of the box. Although Spectrum doesn't mention it being waterproof, so don't get it wet. Now the ESC included is the new Spectrum 2-in-1 ESC and receiver combo, and they call it the Firma 40 amp Smart ESC, and it is waterproof. The ESC is for brushed motors only. It's a simple, no frills design that does have programming capabilities if you use this Dynamite program card. One cool thing about the ESC is if you plug in a Spectrum Smart battery to the truck, the battery power voltage will display here on these LEDs indicating how much power remains in that battery. Now the only downside that I can see using that 2-in-1 ESC and receiver unit is if you have a different brand transmitter and receiver you want to use in this truck down the road, you will not be able to use a different brand receiver with that 2-in-1 unit. Now, speaking of the transmitter, included with the SCX10 III ready to run is the Spectrum DX3. And this one is slightly unique to a regular DX3 that you would go out and buy at your hobby shop, because this particular one has this plastic thumb nub so you can steer with your thumb for one-handed driving. Spectrum offers one other transmitter with this ability, and that's the Spectrum Rugged. Except on the Rugged, the thumb nub is further away from the grip, so it's actually easier to drive one-handed with the DX3 because you don't have to extend your thumb so far. Now, the transmitter has all the usual trims, but most importantly, you can attach a lanyard here at the bottom, and your dig switch is here, but you must hold down the switch while using the dig function. So that means you'll need to use 2 hands to operate dig, because you can't hold down the dig button with your thumb and steer with your thumb at the same time, unless for some reason you have 2 thumbs on your hand. Now, for throttle control and smoothness, the truck comes with a 35-turn Axial brushed motor, and the bottom end throttle response is impressively smooth with that Firma 40 amp ESC. For the top speed, the truck moves along at about a jogging pace. If you wanted more top speed though, you can utilize the 2-speed transmission that we mentioned earlier for a high and low gearing, but it's gonna require some wrenching at the workbench because the truck comes with the 2-speed locked in low gear. And to make it work, you may need to sacrifice the dig functionality unless you spend more money for extra parts. Most crawler guys are primarily interested in the dig function over the 2-speed, so that's why the truck is configured the way it is, but the 2-speed is still there as an option. So if you go ahead and add up all those items, all the electronics that are included with the ready to run, you'll see that they add up well over $130, which is the difference between the RTR and the kit. But wait, there's more. It's an RTR, so the truck is assembled, the tires are assembled, the body is assembled, painted, and with decals applied, plus there are LED headlights and taillights included and installed. You can literally take this truck out of the box and go drive some really challenging terrain once you go and charge up your battery. Now, when it comes time to choosing the right LiPo for this vehicle, the ESC is compatible with a 2 and 3 cell LiPo battery, and the size of the LiPo you choose will make a big difference in the performance and handling characteristics of this truck. Now, for demonstrations, we put the truck on this balancing scale, and in its stock form, it's heavier on the right side. Now, this makes sense. The motor is slightly offset to the right, and the ESC and dig servo are on the right side as well. But this truck has 2 different battery mounting locations, and if you utilize the left side mount with a mini crawler battery like this ProTech 3S 1800 milliamp hour pack, the truck achieves nearly perfect left and right side balance while maintaining a 58% forward weight bias. As soon as you move the battery to the rear battery mount, the left and right side balance is broken and you lose some forward weight bias. If you add a proper full-size battery like this 2S 5000 milliamp hour smart battery, we lose even more front bias and our left side is still heavier. Now, this mini 3-cell LiPo battery pack was made for this truck. Not really, but it works so well in the SCX10 III in that side battery mount, except for the connector. The truck is equipped with an IC3 connector on that ESC, which is compatible with the IC3s on the Spectrum smart batteries or any EC3 equipped battery. But this particular battery pack comes with an XT60, so of course you can change the connector on here or use an XT60 to an EC3 adapter like we chose to do. But with this battery in the truck out on the trail, the truck is smooth and in control. The tires have good traction. They do rub a little on the fenders under extreme flexing because they're pretty tall, but the suspension is smooth, the throttle control is smooth, the portal axles provide extra clearance, and that dig function is awesome to use when descending so you can drag your rear tires for more stability, or if you need to make a tight turn, the Dig is great for that. We didn't add any extra brass weights or wheel weights, but if you did, chassis performance would be even greater. With the body, it's chunky and boxy, but that extra weight didn't cause us to roll over excessively. It only happened a few times. Having perfect left and right side balance from that Mini ProTech battery pack greatly aids in the stability when getting sideways, but it also makes climbing and descending stable and in control. The body also just looks cool, and I'm not even a Jeep guy, but with the plastic molded scale pieces, there's no exposed body clips. You've got a driver figure inside with an interior and a roll cage that you can see. The truck is not only highly capable, but it looks amazing. Most trail trucks that look amazing lack in performance. And then on the other end, most trail trucks that perform amazingly lack in looks. But the SCX10 III is one of the few that excels at both, and that's why it's one of the best RTR trail trucks and worth every penny. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Give it a like if you did. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't, and leave us any questions or comments down below. I'm Brett from AMain Hobbies. Thanks for watching.